Featured speaker today, and let me bring her on in just 1 second. This is her first time on the Wake Up Call. She's been coaching almost 4 years in March. I can't really believe she hasn't been on the Wake Up Call yet because her success has just been going up and up and up and up. And I like for people to hear from proven successful coaches. Now, she has a team name called the Sisterhood. Okay. And I think she's going to talk a little bit about that. She's a 2-time elite coach. And listen to this. She ended 2021 ranked 20 in the entire network. So she is a 2022 elite coach. She's a 10-star diamond coach, and she has spent 44 months achieving Success Club almost every single month since she's become a coach. She's from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Give it up for our friend up north, Erinn Yakabuski. Woohoo! Erinn, come on in. Okay.
Hello.
I'll bring Erinn in. Erinn, you have been a coach for almost 4 years, and you've been in Success Club 44 months, which is just a little shy of 4 years. But you were telling me, did you start achieving Success Club right from the beginning?
I didn't. I really didn't. I joined in March as a kind of coined discount coach. I really just wanted to get the discount. I was nervous to start coaching, so it wasn't for a while until I started.
All right. Well, fair enough. Thank you. Welcome to the Wake Up Call. Now, almost a coach for 4 years. So talk about when things really started to snap into place. I mean, if you've started out just getting the discount, wanting the discount, when did things started to fall into place? I'll let you take it.
Awesome. Thanks, Sandy. I'm so honored to be here today. So thank you for having me, and happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. Before coaching, I was an HR manager with the Department of National Defense here in Canada. I was a busy mom with kids in competitive sports. I was that like go, 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 go every single day with no time for myself. I started these programs with my sisters and my mom, and they really helped me to discover who I was outside of that like daily working mom grind. And they gave me this new energy and joy that I truly didn't realize that I had lost. At work, I was bored and unfulfilled. I had quickly worked up the ladders and become a leader in our organization, but I was at the point where I really didn't have any passion for it. I would watch the clock all day long, waiting for my workday to be over. I felt stuck, but I knew I needed more in life, but I genuinely didn't know what that was or what that would look like. I knew I loved these programs. I knew about the coaching opportunity, but I was completely in denial. And it wasn't truly until after attending Summit with my sister, who I went with just as her wing woman, that I decided to coach and build a community with her and pay it forward to other working moms. But truly, the moment everything actually changed for me wasn't until about a year after working this business. And I'll be honest, right from the get-go, I started working day and night. Like every waking moment that I had, I was devoting to coaching. And a whole year later, I went to Summit again with my sister, and I was a diamond coach. And in my heart, I felt like I was a complete failure. I sat in the nosebleeds while my sister and her best friend walked the stage as 1 and 2-star diamonds. And I sat high up in the stands as a rocky diamond coach. And I'll be really honest, I was so angry. I'd worked so hard for a full year, sacrificing so much time with my family, devoting so much to this business. And to me, in my eyes, a year later, I was a total failure. I remember literally thinking, I am working so hard. Every single person in the stadium should know who I am. I left that opening night in complete tears and had a full pity party in the hotel room. But throughout the course of that weekend at Summit, I knew I had a choice. I knew I could quit, or I could continue working hard and prove myself that I could do it. I left that summit with the belief and the courage in knowing that I could do it. I vowed that the next summit, I would be walking that stage. So I continued to work hard. And this is the truth. I didn't change anything from that moment on. I just kept going. I continued on with the habits that I developed and used my consistency and discipline to keep showing up every single day. And by the following summit, I was a 7-star diamond coach. It wasn't really until then that I learned the secret in this business. It's doing those daily habits long after you think you need to. This business has a delayed response. Your hard work this month may pay off a few months from now, and your hard work this entire year will pay off next year. But it takes belief, commitment, discipline to see those fruits of your labor. There was a quote that kept me going that whole first and second year, and it was, "You need to do the things most aren't willing to do to lead a life most aren't able to live."
I love your story so much because there's so many elements that played a part in where you are today. First of all, going to Summit and either feeling defeated, deflated, or inspired. Usually Summit is a place where people get some light bulbs, like I'm going to do this, or I can't believe I'm not on stage, you know? And then it was your sister, kind of a success partner to you. The
Yep.
Sisterhood is your team name. So you were her wing woman, right? So you're like, I'm not doing this, but I'll go with you. I'll go to support you. And then light bulbs go off for you there. So all of that, it has shaped you into, you know, who you are today. But your story, when I ask people, like, what is the story that you want to tell? You know, it's that moment that it snapped into place for you. And some people may think it's the day of sign up, and some people may think it's a different date. So let's congratulate you for the day that it snapped into place for you.
It took a while, but thank you.
No, I mean, there's no time limit on when you finally, when it all comes together, that trifecta of it's time that, you know, this works out for me. So Erinn, thank you so much for that story. Now let's talk about this topic, okay? Because you and I have gone back and forth. I first originally asked you, like, what are your daily rituals? You ended the year number 20 in the entire network. So you're doing something that others aren't doing. You have some sort of habits or daily rituals. And I want you to share what you shared with me, so that it's not just so rote, you know, like I just do a checkoff list. Like you are actually planting your feet firmly into what you do every day. So take it away.
Yeah, I'm really excited to share. Over the course of the last 4 years, I've worked every single day to create a morning ritual that sets me up for a greater chance of success. And after a lot of trial and error and using various journals and reading all the books, I've crafted a routine that works perfectly for me. And I want to share 3 parts of it for you today: the external environment, my inner work, and last but not least, community. So first, it really starts off with your external environment. So setting myself up for morning ritual begins before the morning even starts. It's creating a place in my home that's free of distraction or stress, a place that's quiet and focused for me. Doesn't need to be a big Zen den or a fancy gym space with lots of equipment. A simple mat on the floor in your basement will do. But creating a space that's just your own is what matters. I have a small corner in my basement that I use for my morning ritual. It's not fancy, but the energy in this space is positive, creative, and completely abundant. It's a place that's only for me and my growth. I keep my journal, my books, my affirmation cards, everything down there, so it's always ready for me to start. I also ensure that my morning routine is set up for success by communicating with my family, letting them know my plans and intentions for the morning. This communication with them is so important. It sets a boundary for me to have that time for myself, and it also ensures that we're all on the same page. I'll be honest, my son is an early riser. For a long time, we shared this morning ritual together, and I would find a way for him to stay engaged or entertained with like crafts or Cheerios or something of the day. And it also allowed me to take time for me too. It's not always easy, and every day isn't perfect. I'm not going to pretend it is, but if you're committed, you can make it happen. Before bed, now 4 years still into this morning routine, my son still asks me every single night, "Are you doing your workout in the morning?" And every day I'm reminded where he can find me as soon as he wakes up. So, inner work. Each morning, my ritual first and foremost starts with me. It's not extensive. It's not complicated. It's simply a way for me to shift my focus away from everyone else and onto me. I take about 15 minutes to do this simple ritual, which starts first and foremost with gratitude. I think of 5 things I'm grateful for. This changes every day, depends on what's happening in my life. Sometimes it's big events or close people to me. Sometimes it's little things that I like or appreciate, like a sunny day or my morning energize. But it always helps to keep me humble and to count the blessings I already have in my life. This perspective of gratitude changes how I look at the life that I already have. From there, I celebrate. And this may be controversial to some. I'm not talking about celebrating my team, shouting anybody out, or anybody else in my life. I mean celebrating myself. I list up to 5 things that I achieved the previous day, little or big victories that validate how I'm working towards my dream. One time it was a dad at my kid's school and who in passing was like, "Hey, I see what you're doing for the moms. Way to go." Another time it was a message from a member in our community thanking me for not giving up on them. Or sometimes it's hitting SC or a new member showing up that day. These little small wins could very easily be overlooked. But when you celebrate them every day, you allow massive drops of confidence in your bucket and propel you to keep moving towards your goal. You validate where you're at today. And you remind yourself every single day, I am doing it. Consistently seeing the good in the daily grind. And on those really hard days, because we're all human and some days I can't think of a single accomplishment, I go back and read all of my little victories over the last month, year, 2 years, because this helps me to stay in the good, keeping a focused, positive mindset, even during really hard times. Next, I dream. I give myself permission each and every morning to dream beyond what feels possible. I close my eyes and I listen to the crazy visions and dreams on my heart. No matter how big or how small or how crazy, I write them down. Sometimes it's repetitive and I end up writing the same thing over and over again each day. Other times something new comes on my heart and I write it down. But here's the kicker. I don't question it. And just for a few minutes, I allow myself to dream wildly, without judgment, without doubt, or wondering, how am I going to do this? Or who am I to think of this? I dismiss all of that. You can't do it. You don't have what it takes. And I give myself permission every single day, just for a few moments, to step outside what I think is genuinely possible, or what in my heart I think I'm actually currently capable of. And I allow myself to dream. All you need is 5 brave minutes every single day. This act has completely changed my life. Writing down scary dreams every single day reminds my subconscious that what I'm working towards, and it helps me to actually take action to get there. With each passing day over the course of the last 4 years, I found myself dreaming bigger and bigger as many of the things I'd previously written down were slowly coming true. Lastly, my inner work ends with affirmations. I love our bar blend affirmation cards, and I use those each morning coupled with the meditations, or sometimes I'll write out my own affirmations that are on my heart that give me confidence in reminding myself of who the heck I am. Writing it down and saying it out loud are more drops in my confidence bucket to help set my mindset up and heart for the day. I actually started creating my own affirmations by listening to my inner mean girl and the negative thoughts that held me back. I used them to create counter positive thoughts to help retrain my mind and rephrase my default so that, like, I am boring, I don't have a message to share, or I'm a nervous public speaker transformed into I'm proud of who I'm becoming. I have a strong voice and a message to share. My current affirmation that is usually my default these days is I'm creating the life of my dreams, or I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. So after I get in my space where I'm happy and I do my inner work, my morning ends with community. From there, it's me. I've poured into my own confidence and my mindset, and now I'm ready to pour into my community. I turn on my Zoom and check into our sisterhood community gym. Each morning, I do my workout alongside the women in my community. This business is most beautiful because it isn't done alone. It's done in community. So on the days where I need accountability to show up, those women are there for me. They literally keep me from snoozing every morning. And in turn, on the days where I feel inspired and motivated and ready to serve, I give back to them. It's a two-way street. This morning ritual has served me now for 4 years. I started as an exhausted, overworking mom who needed just like a moment's breath to herself. And now I'm here as a confident entrepreneur sharing it with you. I have mentored my coaches to create their own morning ritual that serves them and their own personal growth, and then to join our morning Zoom after their inner work. It's a way of creating a duplicatable system that allows for focus on personal growth, personal development, while also encouraging community and support. We are working on ourselves together.
You know what, Erinn, you're like an athlete, because I'm watching these athletes in the Olympics, and I am watching how they prepare. You know, it's a mental preparation. It's a vision. They just center themselves. And what I think that we've been doing incorrectly all these years, and I bring up the tracker, right? I bring up the tracker because when people say their business isn't moving, but they're using the tracker, what they're doing is they're checking off activities, but they're not wrapping their mind around the inner work, the outer work, the give back work that you're doing. I think that you have done an incredible job to create a framework, but then within that framework, you take the time to mentally prepare and to be brave for 5 minutes. I love that. And so it's like you have taken it to a whole other level. The vital behaviors were put out there for a reason, not to check off, you know, but to, you know, dive in to let me prepare myself first with an environment where I'm going to feel that energy and passion in order to do these activities, right? Let me read my personal development so my mind is ready and set to deliver. And then let me give back to my community. And then I love what you said. Oh my gosh. And you and I even talked about this, is to fill your own cup. You know, the celebrations, we talk so much about outward celebration and complimenting and praising your team, but you have to also do it for yourself. No one's going to do it for you. You do it for yourself. You get used to the confidence building and filling your confidence bucket. You know, we talk about it every single summit. The number one requested topic that everybody wants at summit is to help with limiting beliefs. How do I get more confident? Well, you know what? Start right now with a confidence jar. Start filling your confidence jar. You are enough. You are brave. You're good enough to do this. So fill your confidence jar. You get to summit. You don't need that topic. Skip that class. I'm on a soapbox today because like I was really, really listening to what you had to say. And it was not just words on a page, Erinn. You know, you've been doing this for 4 years, and it shows that you have put in the time, put in the work, but put in the mental preparation, the bravery that it takes. Okay. Any last words?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Like, this morning ritual of mine has completely changed who I am as a leader. It's helped to transform my confidence a little bit every single day. When I started this business, I was so shy and worried about coming out on social media. I had so much hesitation and so much doubt. And ultimately, I didn't think I had much value to offer. It's this morning ritual that helped me work on my confidence day in and day out. And, you know, they always say confidence is like a muscle. It takes work. It's not something that you simply have, or that you're just born with it. It takes effort. And each morning I dropped more and more into my confidence bucket until eventually I believed I genuinely could do it. And I kept going. This practice may feel repetitive, and some might think it's boring. You're doing the same thing over and over, but it's truly that consistency that's led to my change. It's not doing it one time that matters. It's not writing one vision statement and then leaving there. It's doing your practice every single day over time that leads to massive change. You know, this business takes a number of things, but I will say it takes two: consistency and patience. If you're willing to continue to do the daily habits over time, and you have the patience to see it through, you will find the most amazing success, both personally and in business. My discipline to stay consistent through these habits day in and day out, and my patience to keep going is what has gotten me to where I am today.
Yeah, so good. I mean, that is your superpower, is that it's a daily ritual. And I mean, rituals are not just habits that you check off a page. Rituals are things that you deeply think about every day. And going back to either the Super Bowl athletes or the Olympic athletes, you know, they're doing the same run every single day to try to get better and better and better. And what happens when they fall? Mindset shift. Is that, okay, I fell, get back up, or didn't like the way I did that turn or that run or that throw. It is just, we are all athletes, you know, in this mental game of, you know, being an entrepreneur, being an athlete, being a teacher, being a government, you know, professional, whatever you're into. If you don't evaluate, if you don't self-evaluate what you are doing in your daily habits, then you're doing it for no reason at all. There's no superpower. There's no growth. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it, Erinn. This was really, really a great topic. And it just leads me to think about Summit. I know I've been plugging Summit a lot lately because I'm already planning the program for Summit. And I think, are people still saying that they have no confidence in being their own, you know, boss? Because how much confidence do you have with a boss that, you know, doesn't let you take off for a holiday or something? Like, how much confidence do you have in yourself when someone else is making those decisions for you? So you left your corporate job last year, right?
I did. It's been a year now.
Okay. And Beachbody doesn't guarantee any level of success. I just thought I'd throw that in. It takes effort, diligence, and skill. I'm really happy. Let me just put your name up here again so people remember. Erinn Yakabuski, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome. All right. I am going to move the call forward. Well, I'm going to end the call, which is, I feel like this renewed energy today. I'm just thinking about Summit. I'm thinking about topics. I'm thinking about new coaches who this might be your first time watching or listening to the wake up call, and saying thank you to Erinn, you know, that success has a delayed response, or, you know, success doesn't come in the exact time limit as everybody else. Like all these little nuggets that you got from this morning's call, it should not only just make you feel warm and fuzzy, it should inspire you to act. So if any wake-up call inspires you to get up and do something, then we've done our job. So happy Valentine's Day, happy day after Super Bowl, happy first day of eating well and healthy and getting your life back after all of February's eating moments. Anyway, I'm done for today. We'll see you here next week. All right, bye-bye.